Do you have unresolved issues with someone in your life? Have you ever had a disagreement? Have you ever argued your point of view and tried to convince someone you were right? On Monday, we were talking about mindfulness for resolving conflict. Today, we're diving into how the mindful practices we've begun to adopt can be actively applied to build stronger connections and resolve conflicts more effectively. Do you know what happens after couples with children divorce? Wow, there is so many unknowns. Who will the kids live with? What are the court arrangements? Who pays who? What days do I have the kids? Oh my, the kids! How are we going to co-parent? How do we get here? What took us from being in love to divorce? One attitude you can have is, who cares what happened? We're divorced, right? Let's move on and get on with our lives. But wait a minute, there is kids involved. Now, what? During times of change, our emotions are skin deep. I remember the first few years after the divorce. I mean, don't get me wrong, it was an amicable divorce. He still came over to pick up the kids and take them to daycare, as we agreed. I would go to work, pick up the kids from daycare, bring them home. Ethan, one of my boys, had a problem with fluid buildup in his ear canal. That led him to having hearing issues, which I didn't notice until it was time for him to develop his speech. Being twins, his brother also delayed his speech in solidarity. They had developed their own language to understand each other and play. Ethan needed surgery to get his hearing better, and so we did. However, now there was a speech therapy they needed to follow to get back on track with their development. When you're hit with a problem reaching a milestone in your kid's development, you want to help them, take them to the doctor, do whatever it takes. With extra issues comes extra everything, and sometimes there were things my ex and I didn't agree on. He didn't have time to do the boys' speech therapy in the afternoons. He was either in school or working. He made no time for the kids. Last episode, we laid the foundation by exploring various mindfulness techniques that help in recognizing the escalation of conflicts, regulating our emotional responses, actively listening, and communicating with compassion. Each of these skills is crucial for handling tense situations with grace and understanding. With a lot of understanding, putting mindfulness to work, and a few book recommendations, my ex finally got on board with going through speech therapy with the boys. Now, let's turn these concepts into action. The practices we discussed are not just theories that we need to understand, but they are tools to be used in real life. Whether it's a disagreement at work or a challenge at home, the way you engage with these situations can transform the outcomes big time. Just like the kids needed to practice through different exercises their speech, I kept track of how many words they were gaining. We had play therapy, homework, and on-site exercises. I had my plate full at the time. And I also had a full-time job. Going through this situation reminded me that just like the boys were working on improving their speech, building skills in mindfulness is just like building your vocabulary or muscles in the gym. It requires continuous practice and dedication. The more you practice mindfulness in your daily interactions, the more natural it will become to respond calmly and constructively during conflicts. This consistency is key to making lasting changes in how you handle stress and conflict. While my boys and I were going through these developmental hurdles, there were many instances in which I had to really go deep into my mindfulness tool bag and apply these concepts. I remember one time when I took the boys to the zoo. Have you ever tried going with toddlers to the zoo and one of them starts what appears to be a temper tantrum? that came out of the blue? We had had a very nice time at the zoo that day. We had walked all over the park, rode the train, saw animals, took pictures. We were having a great day. That day, we had ventured without the monstrous stroller. That's what I call the stroller, the double stroller that I had for them. I was proud of all of us. We had walked and sat down and walked some more. Then it was time to eat. We went into the little cafe. We got nuggets and a drink. Elam started eating his food with enthusiasm. But as I was returning to the table with the drinks, Ethan suddenly went down to the floor and started crying loudly. That took me by surprise. I was not sure what had happened. He had been doing fine for days. It was not uncommon that if his ears started hurting a lot, he would do what he was doing, crying and on the floor as if he was doing a temper tantrum. Right at that moment, a woman with 2 older kids stood in front of me with her arms crossed in front of her chest and told me to learn to control my child and that I should exit the establishment. Body language speaks volumes, often louder than words. In conflict resolution, how you position and carry yourself can significantly influence the tone and outcome of a conversation or situation. Your physical stance can send signals about your openness and willingness to engage. For example, arms crossed over your chest might suggest you are defensive or closed off, while an open posture with hands visible shows you are approachable and ready to listen. The moment that lady said what she did, I took a deep breath and adjusted my posture to be open and non-confrontational. I looked at both my kids. Looking in retrospective, it was a bit comical, really. Elam, who by then was starting to get familiar with how his brother demonstrated his feelings or pain, kept on eating his food, while Ethan was on the floor screaming. After taking a deep breath, I proceeded to apologize to all the people at the cafe. There were 2 other adults, aside from the woman and her children, and explained my boy is probably in pain, and I needed a bit of time to calm him down and give him medicine. This eased everyone around and gave me time to sit down on the floor across from Ethan and calm him down, so he would be okay with me helping him ease his pain. By adjusting my posture to be more open, I was able to help de-escalate tension and set a tone of calm, not just for Ethan, but for everyone around us. Try this simple exercise. Before entering a discussion you expect to be challenging, take a few moments to breathe deeply and relax your body. Consciously lower your shoulders, unclench your fists, and maintain gentle eye contact. These actions can help set a calm, open tone right from the start. One effective technique is to maintain a low, soft voice. Your calm demeanor can help lower the intensity of the interaction. Another technique is to consciously acknowledge the other person's feelings without agreeing or disagreeing, such as saying, "I see this is really important to you." Have you ever gotten into a disagreement with your ex about a situation where you have to make a decision about the kids and you two are not seeing eye to eye? Patience is crucial in de-escalation. Rushing to resolve a conflict can sometimes make the situation worse. Introduce pauses into the conversation, which gives everyone involved a moment to breathe and collect their thoughts. You can also suggest to take a short break if the tension escalates, to prevent saying things in the heat of the moment that might be regretted later. I remember the words my mom told me in one of our conversations after my divorce. It is important that you forgive and let go. Let go of your anger, frustration, sadness, disappointment. Take your time, but forgive, especially forgive yourself. Forgiveness is a powerful aspect of conflict resolution. that not only resolve the present conflict, but also heals past wounds. Mindfulness can play a significant role in this process by helping us let go of old grievances and move forward. Mindfulness encourages us to live in the present moment and release the hold the past hurts may have on us. Through practices like meditation, you can explore your feelings about past conflicts without judgment, which often leads to greater understanding and forgiveness. By integrating these strategies into your life, you enhance your ability to handle tense situations calmly and encourage a culture of forgiveness and reconciliation in your interactions. This not only benefits your personal relationships, but also contributes to a more compassionate community around you. As we conclude our exploration of mindfulness for resolving conflict, fostering compassionate dialogue, it's clear that mindfulness techniques we've discussed have the potential to transform everyday conflicts into opportunities for growth and understanding. Next week, we'll dive into another powerful aspect of mindfulness with our new topic, the mindfulness of letting go, releasing attachments. We'll explore how letting go of our attachments to outcomes, ideas, and possessions can lead to greater freedom and happiness. Join me as we continue to explore how mindfulness can enrich our lives in profound ways. Thank you for joining me today. I truly appreciate your company. Keep practicing, stay curious, and remember that each step you take in mastering these techniques brings you closer to a more peaceful and fulfilling life. Let's continue to grow together, embracing mindfulness as a powerful tool for personal growth and effective conflict management. Don't forget to share with me how you are integrating mindful conflict resolution into your day. If you'd like to embrace mindfulness and learn to bring all the benefits into your life, subscribe to this podcast. Or for even more mindfulness tips to gain abundance in your life in a sustainable manner, you will find my transformative mindset masterclass on my website, www.getpositivelyiinspired.com. Have you checked out the Positively Inspired Mindfulness Journal? It is available for purchase on Amazon. You'll find the link in the show notes. Make sure to take a look at them. I have links there for you, not just for these, but also for the books and the blog and so much goodness. Have you heard? I'm connecting with you live. Come and spend some time with me. Join me while we talk about some more about sustainable living in the moment. I am doing TikTok and Instagram in the afternoons at 4:30 p.m. Pacific. Here's to a future where each conflict is a step towards personal growth and deeper connections. See you on Monday. Live on purpose and remember, you are positively inspired.